Calling the extension hearing restraining order of Beth Nichols versus Richard Stebbins Jr. Anyone who's going to testify, raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth shall be God.
Yes.
Madam, your name for the record?
Beth Nichols.
Sir?
Richard Stebbins.
All right. Good morning, Ms. Nichols. What brings you here today? What are you looking to do?
I want to extend the restraining order.
Are you looking to extend in the same terms?
Yes.
Okay. And is everything that you had originally told me, does that remain the truth?
Yes.
And without the benefit of this extension, do you remain in fear of serious imminent physical harm, so much so that you're asking to extend this?
Yes.
And there was a case that's open that involves a gentleman, assault and battery household member, and it looks like it has a date of 11/13 of 2024. Did that involve you, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything you feel I should know before I speak to the gentleman?
No.
And without the benefit of this extension, do you remain in fear of serious physical imminent harm from the gentleman?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Sir, Mr. Stebbins, do you object to the extension of this restraining order, sir?
Yes, I object to it.
Okay, and so do you recall the affidavit that the lady wrote?
Yes, I do.
And it looks like you have an open matter here in the East Brookfield District Court that's coming up on November 13th. You understand that?
Yes.
All right. And I need to tell you, sir, you have constitutional rights on that case and also this one. This is a civil request for a restraining order, but an allegation of a violation of it is criminal in nature. And you've already been, you're a citizen accused of a crime. You've been convicted of nothing, but it involves this lady, and she tells me that she's concerned for her safety because of the behavior. So you are wrapped in the Constitution. You do not have to give any evidence that could be used against you in the criminal case. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and knowing all that, what would you like to say? If you would like to say anything, it's your call.
I was told that she should have been arrested for kidnapping and theft the day of this
Excellent, but she
incident.
wasn't. So what would you like to say?
The police came and arrested me. I told her
Okay.
she held me against my will.
Okay.
And I had to use my dog as a shield for her to allow me to leave the house. And she took my backpack and wouldn't give it back to me.
Okay.
And forced me to leave without it.
All right.
When I wanted to leave, and she was blocking doors, not allowing me to leave. Like,
Okay.
I never tried to come back to her. I've never tried to bother her or have anything
Okay.
to do with her after this fact. I've stated she needed a mental health evaluation because
Sure.
of all these things that she's been going through.
Okay.
But I've never threatened her or placed her in any bodily harm or any fear of her
Okay.
life, ever.
Do you have did they wrap the criminal case at all?
No.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. Okay. Well, so, ma'am, you said that he kept getting in your face. Is that true?
Yes.
And he kept verbally threatening to hurt you?
Yes.
And you told him to leave?
Yes.
And he didn't? He kept getting in your face?
Yes.
And then you went to the kitchen sink and you were putting the contents of your lunch bag from work the night before away?
Yes.
And then he kept arguing and turned to face, and you turned to face him with your back against the kitchen sink, and he elbowed you with his left elbow in the right side of your jaw?
Yes.
And you told him you were going to call the police?
Yes.
And did you do so?
Yes, I did.
And then he left with his dog on foot?
Yes.
Is that what happened, sir?
No.
Did you elbow her in the face?
No, I did not.
Did you get in her face and yell, verbally threatening and to hurt her?
No, I did not.
What did you do, if anything? What's your version of this?
I kept asking her to get out of doorways. When this all first started, we were talking downstairs. And then
Sure.
I told her I wanted to leave. So
Okay.
I went upstairs
Yep.
to get dressed. And she
Yes, sir.
followed me upstairs. Her daughter was in the bedroom next to us.
How old is your daughter?
At the time, I believe she was 19 or 20.
Okay, so her daughter was there, yeah? And what
she
happened?
blocked me in the middle bedroom and refused to allow me to leave.
Okay.
Until I lifted my dog up and then said, like,
The little
I
dog
want-
that you have
the one
now?
that I have now.
Is that a service dog of some sort?
Emotional support dog.
Oh,
I've been bringing her
okay.
to Worcester Court with me as well.
I don't know. What did you say? Something
She was
about the
holding
Worcester
me against
Court?
my will. It wasn't until I lifted my dog up and said, I want you to let me out of this room.
Okay.
There was no discussion. I wasn't even listening to anything she said at the time.
So how did you get arrested then, sir?
I told her I wanted to leave. She wanted me to stay, and I told her, no, I'm leaving. I don't want to come. I don't want to deal with this right now. She was asking me to deal with situations and talk to people in a way that I felt was very inappropriate.
Tell me about that. What was inappropriate?
My father said he didn't want me getting a car because the driveway would look like a parking lot. And I told her that, and then she wanted to go.
Did you live with your dad at the time?
We were living in a two-family right next door to my father's.
Okay, sure, okay.
And then I explained this to Beth, like, I was unwell at the time. My thyroid was off.
When you say unwell, what does that mean?
The things my family were saying to me, the things that were happening, seemed very bizarre. Like my father saying he didn't want the driveway to look like a parking lot.
Uh-huh.
Why would somebody say that to me? So I told Beth all this stuff.
Yep.
And then I told her some things my brother said, which were very, very not nice, which set this whole situation even worse.
Okay.
Like she has a son with autism. And for the first time in years, we brought him out ever on a family visit. And then my brother told me, he's like, oh, what's wrong with you? Why are you bringing this retarded person to my house?
Oh, that's not
he's
appropriate
weird, he's not
ever
fine.
at
And I
any
tried to explain to
time,
Beth,
even
like-
when you're explaining things. That's
like,
not appropriate
my
language.
brother is
I don't like that
a
at all.
disgusting person, like
Okay.
a disgusting, nasty person. I
Yep.
tried talking about
Sure.
this. And then she wanted to go have some not so nice conversations with my family. I can't do that. Like
Okay.
we're living at a discount in my father's house.
So
We're
you
living
have
under
to
his
accept
rules.
that behavior because you're living
Not
at a
that I know,
discount?
my
And she
brother
has to
lived in
live with
another
that?
house.
Uh-huh.
So that day was just like a big deal. Like, well, because my father said this about the car, like we need to have conversations with people. People can't be saying this stuff. And I had a car before, so why would you tell me not to get a car now?
Okay.
But, like I don't have the money to buy one at this moment. But Beth owed me money from a car and from work I did with her son. So she was going to contact her lawyer so that this payment can go through legally instead of
Okay.
just taking the money out.
Okay.
And then I told her, like, how are you going to do? You can't just grab the money today. It doesn't make any sense
Uh-huh.
for this.
Were
to
you
happen.
upset at the time, sir, or aggravated, or?
No, I was having heart palpitations, and I just didn't want to. I don't like confrontation when I'm in these when my thyroid is off. Which
Okay.
I've learned over the years from going to therapists, but I can't handle confrontation.
Okay.
So if all of a sudden you started arguing with me right now, my thyroid was off, I was just like, no, I gotta leave.
Uh-huh.
And that's what I tried to do. And then she didn't want me to leave. She kept trying to prevent me from leaving.
Okay.
And I wasn't listening. Like, no, I can't. I have to leave. No, I wasn't going to assault her so that I have to come back and deal with the police. One of the things we were talking about that morning is she wanted me to get my record expunged because of some previous court dealings, and the ADA handed in a fake receipt.
Oh, you're talking about the uttering and forgery out of the,
Well, that's before that.
Camden
That
Superior
uttering
Court?
and forgery is after they drove me nuts trying to fight this because my thyroid was off and I didn't know it.
oh, it looks like you did get some stuff sealed though, sir. Intimidation of a witness, assault and battery,
That's really
209A.
sealed.
Did that involve you, ma'am? Of sealing records?
No.
So it looks like you did get some stuff sealed, sir.
That's not what I wanted to do. She wanted it expunged anyway. She wanted it off my record completely. When we talked about
Sure.
this, because when I first met her son was locked in a psych ward, and I went above and beyond. Nicest guy in the world to help her son and to help
Sure.
her. But then this last
That was
day,
nice of you.
the only way I could describe it was if she felt like I was abandoning her. Because she
Okay,
felt like I was abandoning her, she called the cops and said that I hit her.
okay. Based upon the credible evidence that I find before me, I am going to extend this restraining order. Are you looking for the same terms, ma'am, or any modifications?
I mean, I would like to get a permanent one at some
I don't
point.
do that.
Okay.
Are you looking for the same terms,
Same
ma'am?
terms, yes, please.
I'm going to extend this until 10/15 of 2026 on the same terms. You should carry this on your person at all times. It is good throughout the Commonwealth. 911 if you're concerned for your safety or the safety of others, okay? Sir, thanks for your patience. You're going to be served in the courtroom. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.